Why do energy drinks or pre-workout drinks work a lot better than straight coffee for most people? Like you hear it all the time, people mentioning that they can have a lot of coffee and they do not get an effect similar to an energy drink despite having the exact same milligram of caffeine content. Now, why is that? Now, first of all, it's two different things. I helped certain companies develop energy drinks and pre-workout drinks over the years, so I'm going to tell you exactly why this happens. Now, you see coffee after a while, the body becomes very accustomed to it, it gets used to it, and it stops getting the effect it once did. Not only that, if you do abuse coffee, your dopamine levels are going to be lower with abuse. That means you need more and more just to function, and even that, you're not going to get the same effect. You're going to start getting an opposite effect. That means you're going to start crashing a lot faster, and even if you are going to be ingesting another coffee, you're going to be getting the jitters, but you're not going to be getting the dopamine high. That's just how it is with coffee. This is why people abuse it, and this is why they never get the same effect they once did. People are just chasing that coffee high, which after a while they never get it. Now, let's introduce energy drinks and pre-workout drinks. I'll put them in the same category here because they do the exact same thing. Now, oftentimes they are going to be using synthetic caffeine hydrochloride. To most people, this is much stronger. They respond a lot better to it than drinking straight coffee. That means that people are going to be feeling the effects of caffeine hydrochloride more than they will with just having straight coffee. Caffeine hydrochloride is also the caffeine you find in caffeine tablets, which you find in gas stations, for example, like the Wake Ups. So that alone is going to make people respond slightly better than just drinking straight coffee, but that's just one of the reasons. Energy drinks and pre-workouts have proprietary blends of certain supplements, certain ingredients. Now, what these ingredients do is their job is to make you feel energetic, alert, but not only that, they want to make you feel more focused and they want to make you have that drive for you to keep on going. This is what they do with pre-workouts, and they want to make you want to kill the gym for that matter. Now, the main thing that drives energy drinks is how they affect your nervous system, especially your neurotransmitters. Their goal is to actually get your neurotransmitters for them to become addicted. Yes, one of the main goals in selling energy drinks is to get people addicted to it. It's 100% legal, and that's what they want to do. How do they do that? Is they try to get the right ingredients possible for your neurotransmitters so they can become addicted to it. The neurotransmitters that are often going to be responsive to the pre-workout or energy drinks are going to be adrenaline, dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, and norepinephrine. These are the neurotransmitters that are responsible for pleasure, addiction, and drive. And this is exactly what these pre-workout and energy drinks do. Caffeine itself is going to be the driving force, the main ingredient, but a lot of the other ingredients at the proper dosage, they're going to amplify these effects. And if you take straight coffee, you're not going to get nowhere near the same effects. Now, some of these energy drinks, they're going to go a step further and they're going to be adding ingredients which are relaxants like theanine, for example. Theanine is a relaxant that basically takes away the edge and aggressiveness from caffeine, but it still gives you that energetic, euphoric effect when you combine it with all the other ingredients. So this is why people are going to mention that if I take coffee, I get that jitters, but if I take certain energy drinks, I feel better, I feel focused, and I just feel like doing things. It doesn't mean if your brain feels like that, that it's actually good for you, because these drinks happen to be very addicting. In fact, I know people who have been using energy drinks for years, including pre-workouts, and once they stop using them and they go back to drinking regular coffee, they actually have withdrawal symptoms because they just cannot get that effect anymore. Because coffee is not going to raise your neurotransmitter, so that means your dopamine levels, your acetylcholine levels, norepinephrine levels are not going to be heightened anymore because you're not getting any assistance from energy drinks, so they need time to recover. The same thing happens if you take substances like nicotine, for example, alcohol, or even recreational drugs. Now, the effect is not going to be nowhere near as much as taking, let's say, recreational drugs or alcohol, for example. Alcohol is a bad example. Let's say recreational drugs. But the point is, I'm trying to make the way they affect the nervous system. So if you are going to be using pre-workouts or energy drinks, your nervous system is going to be affected. And if you take them long enough, it's going to become addicted. And believe me, energy drinks are very addicting. Trust me. Now, if you look at the profits of energy drinks now compared to 10 years ago, they're at an astronomically high number because a lot of people are becoming addicted to them. Now, here's the worst part about energy drinks and pre-workouts. Even if you take them 2 and 3 times a week, the chances of you being addicted, if you have an addicting personality, they're very, very great. Why does this happen? Because energy drinks, if you take one the day before, the day after, chances are you're not going to feel the same. You're going to have a slight withdrawal symptom similar to a hangover. And the reason this is going to happen is because sometimes energy drinks are going to affect your sleep. Now, many people feel that if they do in fact use an energy drink early enough in the daytime, they're not going to have a hard time sleeping at night. But here's the problem. Now, even if you take an energy drink very early in the morning, it's going to be in your body. And even though your body and brain is sleeping, you are not getting that proper REM state sleep needed in order for you to feel your best. So even though your body is actually sleeping and you feel yourself sleeping, the body is not going to enter that REM state as it did if you were not using any energy drinks. So this is why the next day you're going to wake up and you're going to feel like shit. Some people are going to mention the way they feel like that is because of their crazy workout they did when they in fact were using the pre-workout. But I don't feel that's right. I feel the reason they feel like that is because their neurotransmitters are trying to recover. Since they haven't slept well, they're not going to be as productive. And when this happens, chances are you're going to go for another energy drink. This is how people become addicted to them. I've known people using 2 and 3 energy drinks for years because that's the only way they know how to function. And believe me, if you stop using energy drinks, you can have some severe withdrawal symptoms. And believe me, some people, that withdrawal symptoms can be quite severe. So this is why energy drinks are so addicting, and I wouldn't classify them in the same category as straight coffee because they do not work the same way as coffee. If they did, people would be using coffee instead. But most people eventually return to using energy drinks because energy drinks are designed to, yes, to give a lot of energy, but they're designed for you to be addicted, and they do a very good job in doing that. So if you are going to use them very, very, very sparingly and try to avoid them altogether because at the end, your mental strength is going to be a lot stronger. I'm 45. I never relied on energy drinks whatsoever. I never needed any motivation. And trust me, I worked 15 hours a day. I ran 3 companies in my 30s. I never had a problem with motivation because I never allowed myself to rely on certain substances to give me energy. Right now, everybody's trying to rely on something as an excuse. And pre-workouts and energy drinks right now, they're everywhere. You cannot escape them. So try to use them as little as possible, and please do not become addicted to them. Thank you for watching. Till next time.